Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel that is EdTech. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Let us begin with our today's video. So our today's video is going to be interesting and important because we are going to discuss about the Indian IT sector, what are the impacts and what are the reasons there are a lot of buzz that is happening around AI and tariffs. We will also discuss about the macroeconomic uncertainty and the pressure, whether it is real or not, and we will also highlight the layoffs in the IT industry, whether it will stop or not. Without wasting any more time, let us move forward. The number one thing that I want to discuss with all of you guys is that if you look at the IT service based companies in India, companies which included TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini, Cognizant, right? Other companies also HCL Tech. So if you look at the revenue that is coming geographically, you will find that 50+% is coming from US, okay? The American continent, right? Canada, US, Mexico, right? And the other 30% plus is coming from Europe, and 5% to 10% is from other countries, including India, right? So this is the current scenario, right? And BFSI, retail, and communications, they all together contribute for 70+%, okay? 70% and more than that, right? Of all the revenue that is coming, right? And right now, there is a lot of buzz that is happening because of Mr. Trump, right? The president of USA. And that is the reason a worrying condition is right now present with 25+% tariff rates, okay? Because India, if you have a look at the deficit, right? So India was applying a lot of trade tariffs, right? Percentage of taxes on the goods that are imported from the USA, right? And India was exporting on a larger scale, right? On that basis, right? So that is the reason that made Trump really mad, because again, India was supporting and buying oil from Russia, and a lot of things were happening, right? Politically, right? So we'll not go into that detail, but the only thing that I want to highlight here is that, see, if you look at as a whole, layoff as a whole, right? In India, particularly, a lot of layoffs are going on, right? So now this is not only in India, this is all over the world. If you look at the global statistics, right? According to TechCrunch, right, which is one of the most reputed in the world of IT tech and startups, you will find that in July alone, there were 16,000 layoffs all around the world, right? In June, it was 1,600 employees. In May, it was 10,000. In April, it was 25,000 employees which were laid off, right? So this is not a thing that is happening only in India. This is happening all over the world, okay? Now you might be asking me what can be the question, but before that, right, I have a small request for all of you guys that please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have already not done that, right? Please share this video with all of your friends who are working in the IT industry. We provide all the updates, all the insights about the IT sector as a whole, right? Now, if you ask me the question, what is the reason of these layoffs, right? And what is the reason of this uncertainty in the IT market, right? The first reason is AI and automation. A lot of people might already have heard about these terms: GitHub Copilot, Tab9, Replit, right? Cursor, Code Geeks, right? All these things, right? So what is basically these things? These are code generation platforms, right? They write boilerplate code in minutes, right? Second thing is that there are AI agents which can automate repetitive workflows, like pulling real-time updates or even coordinating across different teams, right? This can be done with the help of AI, right? Next thing is that what is happening right now with the mid-level or the senior level employees, right, who are basically having some or the other form of 50-50% tech and managerial positions, okay? So those people who are in mid-level or senior level, especially in a tech and operations job, that jobs can be done faster, cheaper, and more consistently by using machines. Yes, there are a lot of things like debugging and other things where you need a developer, you need a person with architectural background, right? Basically a web architect or an application architect or cloud architect, right? You need those kind of guys to debug, to create system design, to understand the requirement and build it as per the business, right? That is required as well. But this, I'm talking about people who are in tech and operations, right? 50% split, right? So that is consistently being done by the machines right now, and they're proving to be good, right? Now, if you again go ahead and discuss about what is happening in India particularly, right? So India as a whole was basically a back-end service-based companies, which were helping and supporting US-based tech giants, right? US were having all the product-based companies, banks. You can also call it as a product, right? They are having BFSI applications, insurance applications, right? So all these are products that are being sold by the US. US is having a very powerful economy, right? And India was managing the backend operations for them, like support, sales, and other things, right? Building applications for their services, for their products that they're building there in USA, right? Now, second important thing is GCC ecosystem. What exactly this means, right? So GCC stands for Global Capability Centers. In the image below, you can directly see that these are top BFSI GCCs here in India, which are being set up, right? Lloyd's Bank. I recently made a video on that. Citibank, FIS, Credit Suisse, BlackRock. A lot of companies are partnering here in India, or they are directly establishing their own GCC in India, right? In Pune, you have a lot of GCC for BFSI. For IT and banks, again, you have in Bangalore, Chennai as well, right? And automotive companies are also setting their GCCs in India, right? Particularly in Chennai. So these are the things, right? Now, next thing, as you all already know, right? GCCs are what? They are basically large MNCs. They are setting up their own legal entities in countries. For example, India, or it can be Vietnam, or it can be Philippines, or it can be in Mexico, right? So for tech and business transformation, for having a developer team. So why they are doing it? To save the cost, right? Earlier they were giving the tasks or the projects to Indian IT based companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, but now they want to save the cost, right? Why? Because Indian developers, now there was a time that Indian developers were cheap, right? The labor was cheap, the IT technical staff was cheap. Now it is difficult, it is expensive, because they're having good technical knowledge, right? So that is the reason they're asking for more money, right? But that is not very good thing for the IT based companies, because they have to pay more to the employees, and their profit percentage is declining slowly, right? So second good benefit that they get is avoiding vendor delays. So there is full control and full ownership of the proprietary tools, and there can be very strict data controls. You might have heard about a lot of data like being released out in the public because of some error, some issue, or some hacking, right? So this can also be decreased, right? The next important thing is that GCCs in India, they grew more than 40%, while IT based service companies grew only 5% annually. And this is the big reason to worry for Indian IT service based companies, because majority of the concept or the base or background of these companies was to just milk, or just to increase the profits by providing a lot of people on bench, and then like explaining it to the client that we have a lot of people who can build or manage this application for all of you guys, right? So let us understand that first, right? Now, next important thing or the point here is that Philippines, Vietnam, and Mexico. So these are some of the countries which are neighbors of India, right? South Asian neighbors of India. And the other one, Mexico, is again an emerging tech hub, which is having a lot of employees who are learning more and more. And that is the reason they are getting a lot of projects from Indian IT service based companies to their own companies, right? These are the things that are happening. Now, if you look at salaries for experienced employees, right, from 8 to 10 years of experience, right? So GCCs are paying better. And that is also one of the reasons why people are leaving these service based companies, the so called Indian giants, and they're joining the GCCs. If you look at the skills, right? If you are having someone who's having a SAP skill or ERP skill, right? So if you're having 8 to 10 years of experience, you will be getting around 25 to 33 lakhs here in India. Whereas in IT service based companies, it is far less, like 5, 6, 7 lakhs of difference you are having, or almost 10 lakhs of difference, right? So these are the things, right? For 10 years experience again. But what they are looking for, the GCCs are looking for, is highly skilled people, highly experienced people. And that is where the difference lies. GCCs are looking for people who are very experienced. They are having a proper niche, okay? They are highly skilled, proper niche, and they are having good experience, right? These are the things that the GCCs are looking for, right? Now, if I have to discuss one more point, right? So macroeconomic pressure is real, okay? So if you look at TCS as a company, right, who is having a very strong backing, very good profits, good revenue, right? A lot of big clients, 100 million clients, right, in the bucket, right? So why a company that has never fired officially, okay? This is that I'm talking about official firing, layoff. Unofficial, there is a lot of layoffs in the IT industry, so that I'm not counting in as of now. So if you look at TCS as a company that has never fired, why are they firing it right now? Why are they doing it now, right? So there can be a simple thing, right? So these companies are having services. Now services can be copied, right? There can be some other company which is having low labor cost that is coming in tomorrow, and that is stealing the project, okay? If they are reliable, and if they are able to deliver the time on timeline, right? If they are managed, if they are able to manage a timeline, they will be able to deliver on time also, right? And if they are reliable, these companies can steal away the projects that TCS already has, right? So if this is a cost rich thing, right? So if you are giving like less quotation or less POs, right? Okay, basically. So in that case, that project can go to you also, right? That project can be ended at this particular IT service based company, and it can go to another company, right? So that is what is worrying TCS's management, right? So shifting from services to product is easier said than done, right? This is from an article which I recently read about, right? So it is difficult. So it takes a difficult culture, a different structure, and a whole lot of patience. So if you look at US based companies, European based companies, right, they have products. They are not into services as much. They are in building products. If you look at Meta, if you look at Apple, if you look at Tesla, not only this, if you look at other companies also, Walmart, they have a product that is, they are selling a lot of things. Amazon is selling a lot of things, right? On that platform. Okay, again, Walmart, you can consider it as a platform wherein you can buy a lot of products, right? So these companies are having modes, right? Products have modes, but services cannot have technically mode, right? So there can be some specific skills that can be provided in terms of services, but products are having a better mode, right? And that is the reason you cannot pivot like lakhs of people, service based companies, and like change the culture overnight unless you do it step by step, right? So now what TCS is doing, tightening the policies, right, tightening the layoff thing, right? So it is creating a sort of attitude. It will create an attitude in employees that if you don't work, if you don't get on bench, if you are not billable, if you are not doing any profits to the company, you can go through the company, right? You can be terminated, you can be laid off. This is what TCS is trying to tell all of its employees. And this is not the absolute reality, right? Definitely, I agree that a lot of jobs will be impacted because of that. If I were a TCS employee, as of now, I would have been bothered about this decision. But change is the only constant, guys. Come on, you have to learn, you have to upskill yourself. But the involuntary thing that TCS might be doing, right, directly firing employees because they are not able to put them on project, so that is completely wrong, right? So employees should get an opportunity, equal opportunity to prove themselves into project, to prove themselves, and they should get a good chance of getting interviewed for the project and getting allocated to the projects, right, of their desired skill. That is very important, right? So I would like to end this video with one question. What do you think that is going to be the future of Indian IT service-based companies? Whether they will survive or they will have to fire a lot of employees to thrive and compete other competitors. Thank you for watching this entire video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have already not done that. And please, please, please share this video with all of your friends who are working in the IT industry. Thank you and have a great day.